that's where the campsite is. My word, a bus stop? You get a bus come along here? Wow. It's now 8 o'clock, so that's too early really to check in. So I'm going to continue on down to the southwest coast. These roads are awesome. I wouldn't want to come down here in a big motorhome. But you know, on a bike like this, an adventure bike, it's made for it. Wonder why they like lying next to the road. Yeah, perhaps the warmth. Is there warmth in the tarmac? Or they know that that's where the farmer will be arriving with hay or feed. Let's just set the sat nav for the area I'm heading to, which is Keolas Skelpe. Keolas Skelpe. Yes. Try saying that after a couple of pints of lager. Well, the two names I have on my map, the sat-nav's never heard of them. But this is the only road that goes to the southwest point. Which is Rog Hadal, or Rohadal. Welcome to Geo Crab Hatchery. Geo Crab. This is getting away from it all. If I wanted to go somewhere built up, well, there is Stornoway. That has a Tesco. I'm quite looking forward to that. This is what I've talked about before on Travels by Narrowboat. When you're in the middle of nowhere and you come across, a built-up area that has a proper supermarket, you can buy things that, for most people, it's just everyday stuff. But for the traveller, the adventurer, they become a luxury. Yeah, we're climbing. Oh, geese. Oh, we don't want to get attacked by them. Yeah, I'm going the right way. That other little road going off, that would just take me straight down to like the south coast down there, but I'm going southwest, so roughly in that direction over there. I'm in it now. Just taking it nice and easy. You know, if I get distracted and, you know, get caught by a ripple in the tarmac, something like that, or just one of these little edges, yeah, provided I miss the little bits of rock lying around, there's no way I would get the bike out of those ditches and things. I don't want to be doing that, not here. No sir, not on your Nelly. Thought for a second that was a bothy there, but it's like someone's garage. That's something that you hear and read about a lot in Scotland, bothy cottages, little huts and things that are free to stay in, but most of them are, you know, well off the beaten track, up mountains and so on, so you can't get to there with your average vehicle, and they're mainly for the walker. But the idea is that, you know, you go there, and if you use any of the supplies that are in there, like tins or whatever, you replace them with something else, you know, and gather firewood and leave firewood behind for the next people to turn up, so they can light a fire and warm up. But as I say, that's more the preserve of the walker. Another local. This is just an ancient landscape with some tarmac going through it, and the electric pylons, of course. No shortage of passing places on these roads. Good job. these mountains ever present in the background. I believe this is the road. It branched off what I thought would have been the road. Am I going the right way, or am I going to be heading across the mountains? Do I want to be going across the mountains? No. Yeah, I've gone the wrong way. Right, let's turn round. I think. I'm sure that would be quite spectacular. But that would take me too far away in the wrong direction of where the campsite is. Yeah, Rock Canal, that's where I'm heading. Right, let's give the lens another quick wipe, just in case. Phone box with a phone in it. This road looks to be just as adventurous as that one over the mountain there, but saying that, if that went over the mountain, that would be even more adventurous. Wow, 2 lanes. Luxury. This is how I imagine it would be if they did trips to the moon on a space bike. Well, it'd be a gravity bike. We are going round the mountain. Quite just stunning. So much space and there's nobody in it. I would hazard a guess that this is what it was like when the first humans walked their way here and thought, yeah, this is the place to be. Feel that gravel down the middle. I try and avoid it on the bends, but then it's a toss-up between the gravel in the middle and the rugged edges. it feels, you start to think, have I got a puncture or something? Come to think of it, I'll just check. No, it's just that gravel. It's like riding on little marbles. Ooh, yeah. You wouldn't want to forget a pint of milk out here, so I'm just going to whip to the shops, dear. No idea what altitude we're at. I imagine it's nothing astronomical. First glimpse of the coast, which is where I'm heading. My word, the Lord reaches even this far. I'll go and have a little look at that church afterwards. Just going to go down this road to the southern point. Which isn't far at all. Hopefully not private. No, Rodal House Estate. Ah, so I think it probably is private. Don't want to go trespassing now, do I? I've gone too far. I don't want to end up in a situation where I can't get out. Oh, like here, possibly. Oh God. Right. I've gone and done exactly that. Right, I'm sorry, sir. Lord of the Manor. I'll just have to turn around here. Not always a pleasant job on this big old beast. Well, that was a place to have a house, wasn't it? Well, that was the southernmost point. Let's go and have a quick look at this church. The only reason I can imagine why a church in a little hamlet like this would grow up, in the middle of nowhere, is due to fishing, basically. and there ain't much else. I like old churches, not for religious reasons, but just for the architecture and the history. I'd say the vicar or priest that governed this parish would have had to be very hardy. Right, let's get out of this cold. Wow. Oh, the smell of damp and all that. My God, wow. Look at this floor. Oof. This is in remarkable condition. And also rather dark. Echo. Who said that? Fabulous little carvings. Who doth lieth here? Well, I had no idea this place was here, but I'm glad I found it. Well, let's take a quick look outside, and then I think I'm going to head towards the campsite and see if I'm able to move in. It's actually been built into the rock. Very homely. Get kettle on. Unusual things. They never seem to have a... You know, I wonder if it had a roof. It doesn't look like it would have had a roof. Very ornate plinths. Sir Norman MacLeod of Bernera, 1614 to 1709. Barely decipherable. Right, I better get going. There's every danger my fingers will fall off. I think instead of going back the way I just came, I'm going to continue on following this road, which will bring me around in a huge long loop, and eventually I'll be back on the road I'm already on and go to the campsite. So I'll be effectively seeing a whole lot more of South Harris. So I am going to be going over that mountain road but in the opposite direction. I imagine a lot of these places are holiday homes, because many of them seem empty. Yep, we're going for the mountains. Oh my. And the temperature has definitely dropped a degree or 20. Yeah, this was a bit more than I'd planned, but you know, it all makes perfect sense now. Why not continue on and go right round South Harris? That's a brilliant view of a road. You very rarely get a thing where you can see a very long way along a road in the UK, like you would in Arizona, where you have just miles and miles and miles of dead straight road. I think, with the exception of changing my life around, selling up and buying and moving on to a canal boat, this is one of the most adventurous things I've ever done. Not quite on the same level as riding around the world, but adventurous nonetheless. That looks rough. That looks very rough. No, I don't fancy a wee dip. Ah, little lambs. Is that the creche? I am camped in Rivendale, not very far from Middle Earth. Landed on my feet again. This is becoming a bit of a habit now.